Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining today's session. This session is where you'll see the demonstration of the online registration system and the awesome volunteer toolkit. We will, for the agenda, we will go through, give you some information about the new system, do the demonstration, as I said, and you'll be able to see what the volunteer toolkit looks like and what the online registration looks like as well. At last count, we had over 70 people participating in this session, and we only have an hour to show you all of the great stuff. So in order to keep the presentation to an hour, I'll have everyone muted. I hope that we have time at the end of the presentation to answer your questions. Please type your questions into the chat box next to your name, and if we don't have enough time to answer all of your questions, we will collect them from the chat box and then send out the responses to everyone following this webinar. One other thing to keep in mind is we had an earlier session and had some audio issues. So one of the people who participated in that said that she would disconnect and reconnect. So if you're experiencing audio issues during this presentation, that's a recommended way of hopefully being able to hear everything. Well, hopefully we won't have that issue this session, but just wanted to let you know that did happen. One thing to keep in mind is that there are a number of presentations that USA GSO has scheduled during the month of August. Many of them are open forums, so you can bring all of your questions, particularly those that don't get answered today, to those sessions, or you can email anything to overseas customer care at girlscouts.org, and we will answer your questions as quickly as possible. I have that email address often throughout this presentation, so you'll be able to see it there. As I mentioned previously, I'll demonstrate the online registration process for both girls and adults. This is a fairly simple process, but I wanted to make sure you were all able to see it before we move over onto the volunteer systems. Speaking of which, here's a quick introduction into all the new words that have been tossed around or emailed to you. So what is CEI and volunteer systems? Really quick, the Customer Engagement Initiative was a process USA GSO underwent along with stateside councils to move on to volunteer systems. This was a movement-wide business transformation which put our girl, parent, and volunteer customers at the center of our efforts. For the first time, Girl Scouts invested in shared tools and technologies that will empower us to dramatically improve the volunteer and girl experience. From joining and getting oriented to managing a troop and renewing membership, being a volunteer will be easier, more manageable, and more enjoyable. By giving volunteers the information and resources they need when and how they need it, we're promoting the delivery of a more consistent, higher quality, and more relevant programming. This results in an enhanced girl experience. Volunteer system, so in the little blue hand there, that is the best in-class online membership registration system. This also means that USA GSO is going green. We will no longer accept paper registrations except on a case-by-case basis. Instead of the Guardians registering through paper forms, they will now register online, choose the best troop or volunteer opportunity for their daughters or themselves if they decide to register as a volunteer, pay with a credit card, and they are now a member of USA GSO and Girl Scouts. Because of this online system, we will be able to provide better and more consistent reporting to our overseas committees. We will now be able to track our members, so if they move to a new overseas community, their achievements will be tracked and now move with them. And our lifetime members will more easily be able to stay a part of the overseas community. Our new website, the green-yellow hand, will have much better information for our volunteers and members. Once we go live in the system, you'll go to our website in order to access your MyGS account. So MyGS account has been mentioned a few times in emails that you've probably received. This is the member's personal account to manage their membership online. This is also where troop leaders who are in an active troop, which means 2 unrelated adults, are assigned as co-leaders in the system, will have access to the volunteer toolkit directly from the homepage of usagso.org. The awesome volunteer toolkit, or VTK as well, it's an awesome online platform to support our troop leaders. I'll give you a lot more information on the VTK later in the presentation. Okay, so this is where this is the first screen that you will see when you go to online registration. But before we get into this part of the presentation, I want to let you know that the registration system you will now see is shown as a PowerPoint. We tried to get the demo site to show you how it works online, but they are in the process of transferring and closing down all demo sites in order to launch our new system. So you won't see the live version on this presentation. It's close enough and it will give you an idea of what to expect, but the online version will provide you with a much more robust registration experience. Okay, so as I said, this is the first page of the online registration. Once you click Join Now, we had to make a number of customized screens to the online registration process in order to make it work for our international members. This will be the first page for all girl and adult registrations. You will select your country, and if your city is listed, you will select your city. After making the selection, you'll move on to the registration form, which will look similar to the USAGSO paper registration forms you're used to. On this page is the girl registration. Guardians will complete the information for the Girl Scouts, and this is very similar to the look of the adult registration page as well. On the form, we will have language for guardians to select the US grade equivalent. As we know, international schools may have different grade level than schools in the US. And it will say, right now it says grade as of fall 2016. It will say grade as of fall 2017 once we go live. Because we had to make a couple customizations to this for the international process, we also were able to open up the phone field, so it will be able to capture the international phone numbers of our members. So after you press continue, you will see the opportunity catalog. So we really recommend that you reap the benefits of having a full troop and open your troop in the opportunity catalog. The opportunity catalog lets girls and their families browse and join available troops in their area. It's really easy. When a new girl joins your troop, we'll let you know by email. Then all you have to do is contact her and invite her to your next meeting. The opportunity catalog is also a great way for your girls to invite their friends to join your troop. The catalog will display only your troop number, general meeting area like area served, and the meeting time and day of the week. We will never share private contact information on the opportunity catalog. If you click this link where it says Troop OS Italy, you will open up the troop description for that specific troop. We need our overseas committee members or troop leaders to give us the detailed troop descriptions for the catalog. This is a way to really showcase your troop. Keep in mind that for our military communities, we've automatically added in the troop description that to join this troop, you must have base access. For all of our overseas communities, we have added in language that there may be additional community or troop fees associated with this membership. You will work directly with USAGSO staff to complete your opportunity catalogs and make sure that we get them there. 2 listings in the Girl Opportunity Catalog that cannot be changed are the unsure selection that's there and the individually registered member or Juliet. Additionally, in the catalog, when selecting the troop option, there will be a listing of open spots for each troop and volunteer needed. So on this troop, you see that it says openings remaining. There's 118 spots for girls. I assume that's a bit of an exaggeration, and there's 0 volunteers needed. So this means that they already have the 0 volunteers needed. It means that they have their 2 co-leaders and are an active troop. If a 2 or a 1 is listed, then the troop is not active until we have those 2 unrelated adults listed as co-leaders in the system. If a girl is in an inactive troop because it does not have the number of troop leaders required, then we recommend contacting those guardians who just registered their daughter to volunteer as a troop leader so it can become active. During this first year, we will allow troop leaders the option to display or not to display their troops in the catalog. As we know, this is a big business change for our volunteers, and we don't want to overwhelm you. If you do not want to display your troop in the catalog this first year, you have to let us know by emailing overseascustomercare@girlscouts.org. I told you I'd say that email a lot. On a side note, GSUSA recommends that standard troop is 12 girls. And so most of the times in the states, the councils are open until councils are leaving the troop option open until it reaches 12 girls. And then once it reaches that maximum number, it disappears from the opportunity catalog. We will work with our overseas committees to make sure that we have the information accurately represented in the opportunity catalog. But I just wanted to let you know that that is the 12 girls are the standard number for GSUSA. Okay, this is also the volunteer. This is just a screen of the volunteer opportunity catalog. So if an adult goes through the adult registration and selects that they are interested in volunteering, they will see this catalog. We can add volunteer openings for your communities to this catalog. You just have to let us know. Set in stone in each community's catalog will be unsure. Friends and Family Network. The Friends and Family Network position is for adults who don't want to be a troop leader but are interested in volunteering at the troop level. So as a driver, as an assistant, any kind of troop level volunteer. The third required listing will be community level volunteer. This is someone who is interested in volunteering at the community level, but not necessarily the troop level. Appointed members of your OCMT and troop leaders, if it's at the troop level, will receive notification of potential volunteers' interest by a report that USAGSO will generate and share on a regular basis. If you want to add more volunteer opportunities, you just have to let us know, again, at overseascustomercare@girlscouts.org. So this is another look at the girl option. So this screen is also a customized screen for our overseas members and was also on our paper registration forms. Due to funding requirements, we need to know who our members are. Again, this was built for an American organization. So if you are a local national and not technically living overseas, we still need to collect that information, and we thank you for your understanding. This screen is the parent caregiver page. It's included in the girl registration process and is pretty typical membership form. And it's been opened up to, the fields have been opened up, so we are able to collect the lengthy international phone digits. This screen is where you'll select you agree to the Girl Scout Law and Promise. You can't continue on in your membership if you don't select that. As well as the option to have the media release, an opt out of email messages and an opt into text messages. We recommend getting those emails, as this will be the main way of communication USAGSO will be able to provide to our nearly 15,000 members in over 85 countries. Hit submit, and then you get to an order summary. There is one more confirmation page that looks pretty similar to this page, so I removed it just to save time, but this is when you get to the order summary page, you review it. It'll automatically include the membership year member dues and council service fees. Again, this is just a presentation site, so as you know, the dues and fees on this slide are not at the 2018 membership year costs. You will then move on to the payment information screen. This is, again, similar to other online forms. The payment system is powered by PayPal and will accept international credit card payments. Right now, it does not accept PayPal payments. It has to be a credit or debit card. You click confirm and you're now a member. You can save your payment as a PDF or print it out. It's as easy as that. Okay, so now we'll get into the volunteer toolkit. I wanted to show you a quick video that gives a really nice overview of what you'll be able to use the volunteer toolkit for in this upcoming membership year once we go live. During the last information session we had earlier today, the audio was not particularly great on the video. I hope that I was able to solve it for this one, but if not, if it's very low audio, just pay attention to the information that's provided in the video itself. It's okay.
Superpower your troop year with the Volunteer Toolkit. Are you a first-time troop leader, a few years in, or a seasoned pro? No matter where you are on your journey with us, the Volunteer Toolkit is here to take the guesswork out of Girl Scouting and put the fun and leadership back in, right where it belongs. The Volunteer Toolkit is a digital planning tool designed to help you kickstart your troop and keep it running smoothly all year long. It offers robust meeting planning and info tracking resources and more. Think of it as your very own digital troop assistant. And the Volunteer Toolkit is fully customizable, so you can make it work especially for you. With the VTK, there's so much you can accomplish in less time with less hassle. Are you ready to spend more time nurturing the extraordinary go-getters, innovators, risk-takers, and leaders that will build our future, and less time on administration and planning? With the Volunteer Toolkit, you can save planning time with step-by-step meeting instructions, print out step-by-step meeting plans for petals, badges, and journeys, see your troop roster, record troop finances, renew girls, email parents with one click, record meeting attendance, record badge journey achievements, follow links to shop online for badges and awards, access brand new year plans and badges for STEM and outdoor.
Being a new leader and not really knowing how the new system works, it really made everything just a lot more streamlined and just made my meetings a lot easier.
I think it's going to be an excellent introduction for volunteers into the system and to get them in quickly.
Are you ready to have your best troop year yet? Choose MyGS on your council site and check out the Volunteer Toolkit today.
Okay. So now I'm sure you're all very excited. So I'll go quickly into the demonstration of the VTK. Before I get started, as I said with the earlier with the online registration, this is a demo site. So it's a bit slower than the real thing, and it also doesn't have quite the same information. It has the same information, but it doesn't have the full capabilities that you'll have when you are able to use it, your individual volunteer toolkit. So you're actually getting something better than what you're seeing right here. Okay, so as the video explained, the volunteer toolkit really is a game changer. It has reduced annual time commitments of volunteers by an average of 70 hours annually. The program in the volunteer toolkit centers on the badges and journeys for Daisy, Brownie, and Junior program levels. This also includes multi-level troop access. Cadet, Senior, and Ambassador troops can also build out a year plan with meetings by adding custom or council activities. The VTK comprises the foundational elements of volunteer essentials and safety activity checkpoints throughout. All of this content is nested under one of the three tabs: Year Plan, Meeting Plan, and Resources. The VTK works like Google Docs. Two people may be logged in at once with full editing abilities. If a co-leader makes changes, these changes will be saved and reflected to both the leader and co-leader. Volunteers with more than one troop can see their troop's information using a single login. However, the volunteer must select which troop to view as the troops are separate. The VTK has content for 3 grade levels, as I said earlier. However, troop leaders of any grade level may get a login and have access to the troop management functions. GSUSA has focused on developing the content for the VTK for the younger girls, but they are looking at trying to add more content to the VTK for the older girls. And we will announce as soon as as soon as the VTK has that information in it. The VTK really is fun. The survey of volunteers found that 60% of new volunteers use the VTK. Our goal is to ensure volunteers are supported so they can focus on the girls and having fun together, as well as recommend Girl Scouts to other potential volunteers. It's in our shared best interest to ensure the tool continues to be used and involves with the need of both new and returning volunteers. Also, the majority of the VTK is both downloadable as a PDF file, but even better, you can directly email parents with the meeting information through the VTK, and the information will be there waiting for them in their email account. So, without further delay, I will show you. This screen is, the first screen is what you'll see, and let's say that you were a Brownie troop leader. You would then come to this page where you would see the year plan library, which within each Daisy, Brownie, and Junior program level, there are 3 populated troop years or year plans to choose from. Each is 15 meetings long. One plan is devoted exclusively to badges, and now after just updating our journey content with the STEM and outdoor information, we have 6 journeys in the VTK. The meetings within each year plan may be edited or removed and also reordered through an easy drag and drop feature. So I will get started. So let's say we want to do Brownie badge here. You can see that it's pre-populated with those 15 meetings. And you can make any changes that you want to make. So you can drag and drop meetings and change the order, and you will hit save, and it will be then pre-populated and saved for your co-leader to see. You can also take meetings out. You can add meetings. One neat thing that you can do is choose the type of meeting you want to add to your year plan. So if you want to do award earning, you can view the meeting plans and select that particular meeting, and it will get added. As you can see at the very bottom, it becomes meeting 16. And if you want it before that, it can be pre-populated and moved around. It's fully customizable, so really you have, our troop leaders have as much, they can make as many changes as they want to. So we'll get in, and you can also specify meeting dates and locations. So again, this American organization right now, there are, it's pre-populated to check off American national holidays, but you can also add other holidays to your meeting plan, so then you know that these are days that you're not going to be meeting. You can change the location to assign any of your meetings. So if you won't be meeting at the school, but will be meeting at a park, you can put that information in. And you can add additional activities, as I said before. A neat thing about this is that we have you can get even more information by going into the meeting view. So for the meeting plan, each individual meeting plan shows the breakdown of every meeting, including the meeting overview. This can be easily emailed to parents with one click, as well as by activity and materials for each meeting. Leaders can record attendance, which feeds into tracking the girls' achievements for the parent view, which I'll show you later. The content is built in step-by-step, and it's also editable. so that new and seasoned volunteers can deliver a thorough and fun experience. You can add meeting aids. So you see all of the selection, all of the information that you can add to the meeting. In the agenda, it breaks it down by activity, and it also gives you a bit of a script to say for each of the activities. So if you're a new troop leader, this really comes in handy if you're just trying to figure out what really Girl Scouts is, and now you have this handy script to be able to say, describe the meeting itself. You can give yourself more or less time, and if you save it, it will just add the time to the meeting. You can also delete parts of the agenda, and really it gives everything at your fingertips. And it's this is available. You can access this through any kind of online platform. Part of the VTK is the resources page. So if you click on the resources, you'll be able to see all of the information that are available by category. There's also the My Troop view. This is a tab where troops photos can be added. The girl roster will be here with contact information, birth dates, each girl's attendance record, and her achievement. It will also house the email to parent functionality, because this is a demo site that's not shown here. But you will be able to email parents with just one click. You can update the contact information and also renew girls' membership. So what about parents? So let's say that you will, as parents, you'll have access to the VTK through the parent view. So you'll be able to see, if you're a Brownie parent, you'll be able to see what your girl's troop or group is doing, the meeting information, which badges and journeys she's working on. For our tech-savvy parents, this means less needing to call troop leaders to ask what's on the packing list for the annual camp out, or when and where the next meeting is, where the permission form is in the next field trip. It's like it provides all of that information in one location. Another great thing about the parent view is that if their Girl Scout misses a meeting, they can actually work through that missed meeting directly with their daughter, so that she's not behind the rest of her troop. So if she missed the May 13th meeting, the parents will have the information that was covered in that meeting. They can't make any changes, but they will have all of the resources in order to make sure that she gets the information and is on the same page as the rest of her troop. In the parent view, they will also be able to see just their daughter's information, so they'll be able to update the contact information if they want to. They'll also be able to do that through their online account. So that's a really quick overview of the VTK demo site. It's hard to describe until you're able to get in there and use it. But this is one of the best technologies that Girl Scouts has had in a while. So next steps, I would really like you to meet our volunteer champion, Jessica Donovan, who lives in Spangdahlem, Germany. She has been working with us on CEI. She volunteered at a stateside council and was able to have all these volunteer systems experiences and VTK experiences. So I just wanted her to share the information, her experiences with that. Jessica, I will unmute you now.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Jessica, and I just wanted to talk to you just a little bit. I recently went through the launch of the online this whole CEI with the Volunteer Toolkit and the Opportunity Catalog last year in my old council, and I know that
Hey, Jessica, I think that the connection is bad. Okay, well, what Jessica was going to say is that she had a really great experience with volunteer systems and the volunteer toolkit, and that it was something that she has been helpful with, has been able to give us a lot of information from a volunteer perspective on the system so that we can help better support you as we make this transition. So our next steps, we have a little less than a half hour to have some questions and answers. Again, I have listed on this page our email, which is overseascustomercare@girlscouts.org, to send any of your questions to. So I will look first at the question log. See if I can get that. Okay, so can the VTK be used offline if an agenda is saved? Yeah, so the VTK, parts of the VTK can be used offline if the agenda is saved. It is, almost all sections of it are, can be saved as a PDF so that it's downloadable and can be printed off, through that function. We have a lot of questions, and for some reason the screen for the questions isn't wanting, I can't get it to expand. Okay, do we have to give you the max number then beforehand? I assume that this is in relation to the opportunity catalog and the maximum number of girls that are in each troop. Yes, if you can let us know the maximum number of girls that are in the troop. Can you also limit numbers? You can also limit numbers. This first year, we're going to give a lot of flexibility around the troop and the opportunity catalog. So if you want to give us that information, we're happy to make sure that it's represented in your listing. Is this a secure page? Yes, the website is a secure page, the payment one. Do lifetime member volunteers need to go into the system and register? Will this be done at corporate USA GSO level? So right now, the recommendation that has happened across the states is that the lifetime members go in and re-register on a yearly basis. You won't have to pay, of course, but we do recommend that you register on a yearly basis within the system in order to make sure that you're still associated with our USA GSO Council, so we can and can keep track of you and make sure that you're getting the information that you need. Can the event planner OC populate events for the neighborhood? Right now, so I assume this is on the VTK, there is an option for a way to add events to the volunteer toolkit. The OC can't do it. It's actually at the council level, so the USA GSO level at the moment. But so troop leaders would need to go in and update their meetings with the community information in the volunteer toolkit. Okay, so just to make sure, there is no VTK yet online for seniors and cadets and ambassadors. There is, VTK is available for troop leaders of cadets, seniors, and ambassadors. It does not have the content in it yet. GSUSA is working on developing that content for the older girls. But because the older girl, we do recommend that even though all of the meetings should be girl-led, the older girls in particular should really be focused on being girl-led. And so we recommend those first meetings that the troop leader work with the girls to customize their VTK. With the pre-populated troop plans, is there concern that the leader will take care of all the planning rather than be girl-led? Well, that's a really great question, and I guess that's something that isn't just a VTK issue. That's probably something that could even be pre-VTK. And we really do want to make sure that it's focused on being girl-led. So even though it's pre-populated, I would recommend that the troop leaders work with their troops and their girls to make sure that what the girls are doing the work that they want to do within their troops. This just is a tool. It's not something that you have to use. It just makes the troop leaders' lives that much easier. Can the VTK be, okay, I already got that one. When will we get access to this demo VTK? So the demo VTK isn't something that you have access to, but you will have access to the VTK if you're a troop leader of an active troop, so that's 2 or more unrelated adults, 2 unrelated adults as co-leaders on a troop, and you'll be able to access that on August 28th once we go live. If the girls do not want to be photographed, can they move forward in the registration process? Yep. If they select that they don't want to, if they don't want to sign the media release, they just have to uncheck it and they can move forward in the registration process, no problem. If the girls have the media release box checked, what will that be displayed for the leaders in the leader view? So we won't need to have additional paper forms at the community level on file. That will be something that is part of their registration form, and we can make sure that we send you that information if there are girls in your troop that do not have not agreed to the media release. Will troop leaders be able to access the system before the invitation is sent to the parents and the girls? Unfortunately, no. Everyone will be sent an email to set up their account on August 28th. The account is their MyGS account where they can manage their membership, but troop leaders will have access to the volunteer toolkit and as soon as they have an active troop. So they will be able to see that and view that before just about anyone can. Is there a specific website to register? Recruitment is starting soon, and I'd like to hand that information out. So we have, you would register now online at usagso.org. And when you go to register, once we go live on August 28th, on our homepage, there'll be what it says My GS. It's a link to the account information, and that's where you'll set up your registration form. If you are a renewing member from membership year 2017 and or an early bird, you will automatically, your information will automatically have transferred over to USAGSO, so you will be able to log in with your email address that we have on file. Can troop leaders write their own meeting descriptions and bring to lists, or can the OC write one that can be sent to all troop leaders, say for big events like camps? Yeah, that's fine. Troop leaders can write their own meeting descriptions and to bring lists. It's something that you can add to the meeting list, and the OC can also write one if they're big OC events and share that with the troop leaders to add to their VTK section. Who can see the troop agenda besides parents? Will USA GSO be able to see what we do or we don't do? So no, we don't have access to your troop agendas. That's really just the troop co-leaders who have access to that, and then the parents through the parent view. So unless we are a parent on your troop, we won't be able to see what you're doing or aren't doing. Hi, I'd like to know if troop leaders or parents will be able to correct erroneous registration information. For example, fixed date of birth, grade, name typos. Thank you. Yes. So once you get into your MyGS account, you'll be able to see all of the information that we have on file for you, and parents can then edit that information directly in their MyGS account. Will OCMTs be notified when girls register for troops that don't yet have leaders? I may have missed that piece. Yeah, so if girls register for troops that do not have leaders, we, USA GSO, will be able to have a number of reports that we'll share with the OCMTs and to make sure that you have all of the information you need, and probably more than you probably want, on a regular basis for those reports. So we can get that set up with you and your community to make sure that you're getting the information that you need. Can the OCC or other members use the VTK to purchase insurance for events, troop trips? No, that still needs to be done through the community level. The VTK doesn't have that option. On the payment page, it shows a donation suggestion. How does the troop get that money? So the donation page is for USA GSO and Girl Scouts on that on the registration page. I know that you said records for girls will transfer within USA GSO, but will they easily transfer back to United States when the girls move back stateside? Yep, we're all on the same, for the first time ever, we're all in the same system. So the information will be just an easy transfer, and it has worked well with girls in the States. So it will work the same for our members. Where can we find information about the new journeys? The new badge info is up in the badge finder. We can't find the journey info. Do we need to wait for the VTK to launch to get that information? Yes, I think that we can probably provide some information on it. I'll check with my colleagues and see if there's a way that we can share that information with our members. I know it's important. Will the journeys for the girls leaders be available online to download, purchase, and the binders too? I'm not sure if I understand the question. So the journeys, all the information in the VTK is downloadable, and you don't need to purchase it, and the binders too. So if it's leader guides, they still have leader guides available. But the great thing about VTK is that you don't really need those leader guides. Will the OCC have access to the troops? I assume that you mean through VTK, And no, that's really a troop level toolkit. Unless you are a troop leader as well as a member of the OCC, you won't have access to the troop information through VTK. However, like the registration information and the member information, you will receive regular reports from USAGSO, so you know who is in what troop and who's sort of a member of your community. The medical form is still paper-based then. Yes, so the medical form, those forms that are more community level, those are still with the community and it's still a paper form. We get asked that question a lot, so I'll share that with GSUSA to see if there's an option for making that online. Okay, could we use VTK for a troop that currently has 2 small groups of girls doing separate high award projects? So the 2 groups may have different schedules for their projects, but at the time also official badges or fun patches activities for the whole troops. I would think so. Yeah. There are them. I don't know if they're different year levels, but we do have the multi-level year access. So if you're a troop leader of a Daisy and Brownie troop, you'll be able to see both activities and year plans for those troop levels and can mix up your meetings depending upon the girls. Okay, I think you mean to say that early bird re-registered parents will get the email, not the parents who are members last year. No, the parents who are members last year will also be getting the email. So we have those people who are active in membership year 2017 will be getting the email, as well as the early birds. How does the leader see the information of the girls' registrations? So when a girl registers for your troop, you'll get an automatic email that lets you know that this girl registered for your troop and her, as well as her contact information and all other relevant information. Okay, so what happens to a troop account on the VTK when a troop leader leaves and doesn't leave a password or etc.? Just contact USAGSO and we can reset that and make sure that the new troop leader is set up in the VTK. Okay, VTK seems to replace the adult guides for the journeys. Do the girls need to buy the journey books to use the pre-populated meetings? They don't need to. We do, GSUSA does have recommendations that the girls have the books because it's a way for them to sort of keep track of their own journeys, but they don't have to. Are the new STEM badges in the system already? Yeah, they are. Okay, is the VTK primarily for leaders or is it useful to other volunteer positions, i.e. the treasurer? The VTK is only for troop leaders, and then the parents have the view into it. Okay, so it says the information that the OCMTs will receive periodically will include all contact information. Please, can you specify what information will be included? Yeah, it will include all of the information. the contact information for your members. It'll have everything that you need, and it will be sent regularly on a regular basis, so you'll be able to see all of the members within your community and have their information. Okay, so it says, will you put out an info call to OCC so to make sure that you have the right leaders with the right troops prior to launch? I'm not sure all of our leaders have been marked as such yet on the registrations. We've sent out a number of emails to our OCMTs and have had a couple webinars with requesting this information. So if you can please email overseas customer care at girlscouts.org, we'll make sure that we have the correct information from you. Can the OCC have an overall access to all troops within the city? I'm assuming you mean through the VTK, and no, right now it's just the troop leaders. You will have access to the reports that we'll send you about your membership. How does the Treasurer, Secretary, Registrar, etc. work in the new online system? So that's an interesting question, and I think that that's something that will depend on your community and really what works best for you, because a lot of that work is now online and will be taken up by USAGSO to help support you. So it will depend on the community, so it's really hard to say exactly what will happen, but we're here to support you and help you figure out those changes. So if you have any questions, let us know. On the online registration, I saw info only for one parent. So can we have our own additional information? On the online registration, there's the primary caregiver, and then you can add the secondary caregiver. So then we'll have both parents listed. When a new girl is registered, will parents be told that they must wait for their troop leader to contact them before the girl shows up to a meeting, or is it possible that a girl will just show up without prior contact? No, the girl won't show up without prior contact. There isn't enough information within the opportunity catalog for anyone to determine where the meeting is actually taking place. I'll have to get back to you. The troop leader gets an email right away, but if it's not an active troop, so we'll get the information directly to the OCs when a new girl is registered, so then the OCs can reach out to those girls to make sure that they know about the troop status. We will be able to keep track of troop dues on the VTK or any troop account information. There is a finance tab that can be set up for your VTK. It's not on the demo site, but there is a way to keep track of your troop dues and your troop, just your troop expenses, input and output on the VTK. There are a lot of questions, so I apologize if I don't get to every single one of them. We will make sure that we send you the answers after this phone call. What is the cutoff date for paper registrations? When will we have registration events? Do we direct the parents to the online system only? So The cutoff date for paper registrations, and there's been information shared via email to our members. That is, the cutoff date is August 9th for paper registrations. We, when you have registration events, we recommend that it's a little tricky right now because I know you might be having registration events before August 28th when we launch the system. So there will be a bit of, there'll be 2 weeks in between the cutoff date for the paper registrations and the launch of the new system. Right now, we recommend that communities who are having a registration event at that time collect the information from that at that event, and then you can enter it into the online, either tell the parents that on the 28th that they can register directly online and capture their email address. Okay, do we get info if member has paid, or is the girl adult only in a payment part is finished? Is there a confirmation email if GS received the money? So when they go to the payment page, if they don't pay, then they're not a registered member yet. We can share with the communities what part of the registration process that particular individual is in. So if someone made it through registration, picked an opportunity, but didn't pay, then we'll let you know. So then, and we'll have their contact information, so you can contact them and work with them on getting their registration and getting everything paid. But if they are a member and you get a report that they are a member in your community, it will mean that they have paid. Okay. So I am going to end it there. We do have a few more questions to answer, but I want to make sure that I don't go over time with everyone. This webinar has been recorded, and I'll send the recording out following, probably early next week. Everyone will get it. So you'll be able to share this information also with your other volunteers, and we will collect the questions that have been put in the chat log and make sure that all of them are answered. And so we'll send a list of all of the questions, so at least you'll be able to see what everyone else is curious about within the new system. So thank you so much for joining today's call. Again, here's that great email address that we want you to direct all of your questions to, overseascustomercare@girlscouts.org. Please if you have any questions, anything you need, we're only here to help. Please send us an email, and we'll respond to you right away. Thank you so much, and have a good evening and a good weekend, and probably a good day for some people over in the U.S. Bye-bye.